we step in that ring,
they know it's grappling ink.
when they hear that bell
Hey
ring,
boy, it's grappling ink.
and we bringing that flame. Brox Boulder and Titan Troy, we doing our
They
thing.
know it's grappling ink.
When we step in that ring,
They know it's grappling ink.
when
It's Wednesday night, so that means another episode of Hitting the Ropes with Brox Boulder here on the WSN network across all WSN social medias, YouTube, Facebook, and all the other ones that are across my screen that I'm not going to take time to read. Tonight, I have with me someone I'm really excited about. Mike and I have been talking for months, and I mean months, on putting something together here for Aftermath and our students. So what better time than to have him on the show than the week before the seminar takes place to talk about that seminar. But tonight was a great night to do it. Mike Quackenbush, introduce yourself there for me, buddy, if you don't care.
I don't care. I don't, Brox. I'm happy to do it. Hi, I'm Mike Quackenbush. I'm the master of 1,000 holds, and I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I've been working in pro wrestling for just over 32 years now. I've had about 3,000 matches in 21 different countries, and I've trained about 1,000 working pros, including a bunch of people you might know from TV, like Claudio Castagnoli, Alexa Bliss, Aleister Black, Drew Gulak, Lady Frost, Orange Cassidy, Eddie Kingston, referee Bryce Remsburg, Wheeler Yuta, a bunch of other people too. I've written 10 books about professional wrestling. Maybe you've heard of 7 Keys to Becoming a Better Performer or Toolbox, Building Better Pro Wrestling. Those are mine. And these days I'm probably best known for my YouTube project, Till We Make It. It's a free online resource on YouTube. It's all pro wrestling all the time. That's about it. Brox, thanks so much for having me on, buddy. Good night.
There he goes, guys. That's it. What an introduction and a departure. Listen, that is quite an impressive resume you have there, and you know it's rare that you find someone who, and just talking in the text that we've had back and forth. This is our first face-to-face voice conversation, but the text, I can tell the passion that you have for the wrestling business and
Well, thank you.
and what you want to do and make people better in the business. So I can't think of a better way to do that than to bring you here to Aftermath. So to kind of help I think we have 15 to 17 students. I can't remember right off the name what the number is, currently enrolled. So what better way to do that than have you here in attendance to help with what you have done in your career, but also, and we talked about this previously, our head trainer is Bobby Blaze. He will be here the night you're here as well. So what an honor for us here at Aftermath and the students to have the knowledge that's going to be in the room that night. Upwards of 70, 80 years of wrestling knowledge in the room. How awesome that's going to be for us, really.
Right? Wow. When you summarize it that way, when you total all the years together, like it takes on a new dimension.
It definitely, I tease Bobby all the time just about how I tell him that he wrote the book on wrestling, and I don't like to read, but it's a book that I'll pick up and read of his every time. Funny story about Bobby and I. When he first started training, I was first trained at the FTC's Art of Grappling, and Jillian Hall was the head trainer. Bobby Blaze came in a few months later, but I had Bobby and Jillian for about 11 months together, which was, I can't stress how great that was. But one of the first couple trainings that Bobby was a part of, he kicked me out of the ring. It's one of my favorite stories to tell. I tell everybody that'll listen. I was doing really well when Jillian was there, and then when Bobby came in, he had a whole different perspective. And I wasn't used to it because I was used to Jillian. So he kicked me out of the ring like night 2. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me in the wrestling business. I ate my humble pie, and I continue to eat it every day just based off that one lesson that Bobby taught me all those years ago. So we are super excited to have the two of you. And Bobby's going to be he's told me he's going to be more of a spectator, but just to have him in the room is going to be great for us. But we're excited about having you guys here, about having you here next week.
What an interesting experience you must have had, given how many generations of wrestlers separate Bobby from Jillian. Two very different eras of wrestling, and so many of like the cultural norms, traditions, depending on where you come up in wrestling, not just here in the United States, but around the world, you might come up with different wrestling traditions, different wrestling cultures. But even here, looking at the way, people from different eras teach their approach to things, you must have really benefit from that wealth of knowledge coming from two very different perspectives.
I'm very arrogant about it in a way
What?
that's healthy. That's healthy.
All
I'm
right.
very proud of where I came from. I'm very proud where I come from. I'm not
Good.
arrogant about myself, but I'm very proud of my trainers. I'm very proud that I was able to walk toe to toe with those guys and those two in the ring and have their blessing to be able to call them my trainers. So when I say I'm arrogant about it, I'm in that manner that I'm very blessed to have those two on my resume for sure, and many more since then at seminars and such like that, and to add yours would be even more of a blessing for me. I can't wait, and our guys and girls here. So
Well, I'm glad to
let's
hear that that's where you're at in it. A lot of people, when they come into wrestling, and I believe this, and I'm saying this with some love, a lot of us come into wrestling broken in some way, shape, or form. Like there's some part of our life we're hoping to fix in wrestling. And what I have seen through all my years coaching is I'm always stunned by the number of people that come in without like a strong father figure in their lives. And then somehow wrestling coaches, not because they ask for this, but they end up defaulting into that father figure like role. But then that means you go through a lot of the same stages that like a rebellious teenager goes through, where they don't want to listen to their parents and all this. Like they really work through all of those same kinds of things, but they put their wrestling coach through it. And I'm glad to hear that you're at a place where like you appreciate Bobby and everything that he has to offer. I'm not here to say that anybody working in wrestling is like a perfect father figure or a perfect role model. No such thing exists. But it's so easy sometimes to just like try to find fault with like the older generation. It's easy, I think, for that to like foster resentment. But you do realize more times than not, most of them, they're just doing the very best they can do to try and make you the best possible wrestler. Oh no, Brox, did I bore you so much you left? He did. Are you watching this live? Are you with me? He's offline. I can see his little box here. It says offline. Well, this is Hitting the Ropes Now with Mike Quackenbush, and I don't know if Brox Boulder is going to come back. But while the live stream is up and running, I'm here to tell you about pro wrestling. So, I'm going to be in Coal Grove, Ohio next week, as Brock mentioned, and I'm going to be out there teaching 2 seminars of mine. So, I've been very lucky. The last 4 years, I've been traveling the entire world. And I teach these seminars everywhere that I go. Oh, he's back now.
I
So
I
I'll
apologize.
wrap up that
It's-
segment by saying these seminars are the same ones I've been touring the world with now for the last 4 years. And I'm delighted that I get to share them with a brand new group. The connections you get to make making friends in wrestling, it's one of the best parts of doing this as a job. And wrestling's been my full-time job for 20 years now. So I'm very much looking forward to making some new friends between the ropes in Coal Grove. That's been Hitting the Ropes with Mike Quackenbush, and my special guest Brox Boulder is back to wrap
thank
things
you,
up.
thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much.
I listen, the professionalism to carry me on your shoulders there while my technical difficulties here in Colgrove are the internet here. We have to crank it with a I forgot to crank it before I got started. That's how it is here in Southern Ohio.
I didn't
So
want to let our millions and millions of viewers down, so I just kept it going, Brox. Don't worry. Hot tag,
I,
brother.
I appreciate you. I'm used to that. I'm used to that. I definitely take the hot tag from Titan Troy, my tag team partner. Just to piggyback off that, yeah, the relationships you build in wrestling are lifelong. If you do it in the right way. I met Titan Troy, my tag team partner of 4 years and close to 300 matches with him, just he and I, as a tag team. Day one of the wrestling school that we attended, he and I started day one together, and he is not only my tag team partner, my best friend in the whole wide world. So it's good. And then to build relationships and keep the relationships with Bobby and Jillian like I've been able to, and the owner of the first school that we attended and things like that. It's been really fun. It's been a great experience, and uh, next week is going to be an even more fun experience for me. It's something. This is I've not taken a seminar in years. It's been a long time. I think the last seminar I took was Bobby Fish, which was a great
Oh,
seminar. It was really
yeah.
good. I've had
Right.
some
I
fun
love
ones.
taking seminars. Like, I love being able to go back to being a student and learning a new skill. Like, that's so refreshing to me.
Absolutely. Bobby Fish's was really great.
I bet.
I've been very blessed to be. I've had a Gangrel seminar that was really great.
I love
Uh,
Gangrel. That's awesome to hear.
Scotty Too Hottie. I've been
Hmm.
involved in his, which was really great. I know at Melina. Melina was my very first one. That was my very first one.
Right on.
Uh, and then let's see who else was Tommy Rich and Shane Douglas
Wow.
together in one day was really nice.
Wow. What a combo deal, those
I'm
two together.
I'm so name dropping here. I feel like that guy. I am. I'm name dropping all of them right now. I'm doing it.
Hmm.
Um, and then pretty soon, Mike Quackenbush. I've been talking a lot with Bob
What
Evans as
a,
well.
oh my gosh. We were like Shane Douglas, right? And then we're like all the way down here, also Mike Quackenbush. Um, have you ever been to, this is something that comes up a lot in my travels. I went through an experience like this in the summer of 2000. I went to two seminars, like one weekend and then the following weekend. One was with like a former NWA, WCW bigwig type, and then another was like an ex WWF, like Glory Hogan era, type guy. Both these seminars were almost exactly the same in this way. It was basically an old timer telling stories. Have you ever been to a seminar where, in my opinion, like that's not a seminar, right? Like that's a
Right,
podcast. But
right.
but I paid money thinking I was going to be taught something, and all I really did was hear like mildly amusing anecdotes for several hours at a time. Have you ever been to a seminar like that?
So I have, and I'm gonna throw the name out just
Oh,
because
yeah.
I enjoyed it so much. But it was like almost a 3 hour seminar. And the last hour we chained. That's all we did for an hour. I want to tell you what we did, and you can tell me if maybe you know who this person is. I feel like you might. We spent 2 hours listening to the most off color
Oh.
stories from the road that you don't tell on the air for everybody.
Mhm.
And then in the very last hour of the seminar, all we did was chain for an hour. He and I give it away there. He did not let us stop chaining for an hour. He said chain until I'm tired. And we chained for an hour. We just then he would say switch, and we would switch partners, and we would chain some more. Do you have any idea who I'm talking about here?
No, reveal it. Let's Scooby Doo this. Who's under the hood?
Rip Rogers. Rip Rogers, who was a very fun, and I'm not speaking negative about it at all. It was one of the most fun I've had in a seminar. The Q&A was really great, and just asking questions, and those seminars where it's like, what can I do here? I do this. How can I improve this? Just on a face to face level. But then when he was like, all right, let's do stuff in the ring, and there was about 30 of us there, and we all start chaining, and we're just running out of stuff, and he's like, well, I'm not tired, keep chaining until I'm tired. And then he would say switch, and then we would switch to someone else. And then it was definitely interesting, but it was one of my favorites, just based off some of the stories that I was able to get in there with.
Right on.
uh
Well, big
I got
hello
some
to
comp
Emily and Jeff who are joining us over in the chat. You're on Hitting the Ropes with Mike Quackenbush, and my special guest today is Brox Boulder joining us. He's got the internet cranked up really hard there in rural Ohio, keeping us online. Um, I, I wish I could tell you I had a similar experience. These seminars that I went to that were just, like I said, a podcast basically that I had to sit there and listen to. On the one hand, like it's fun to be in the room with somebody you admire and just listen to them telling you stories in a very casual manner. But
Mhm.
it also informed a lot of how like I teach my seminars because I think unlike the experience maybe you had with Rip Rogers, I did not feel like I got my money's worth. I felt like I
Mm.
spent hours in the car driving. I expected something, and it really was just like old timey story hour. And that's why, like, when I teach my seminars, we are in the ring together the whole time. I never wanted it to be one of those like, "Oh, I didn't prepare anything." I feel like the responsibility is higher if you're expecting people to spend their time, money, and attention on you in this day and age to show up and treat it like it's a Q&A or like your own personal podcast recording. Like, I don't know. I take umbrage with that, and it's really done a lot to inform the way I teach my seminars. Now, I'd like to believe that that's working to an extent. This
Sure.
year, I will break my own record. I'm on track to do 165 seminars this year. Uh, there,
Very nice.
there isn't a coach working today that comes close to those numbers, and I think it's because, as you well know, I tell you exactly what we're going to be teaching. Like when I come to Cole Grove, right? I think we're doing pinning combinations and then a whole class of throws and takedowns.
Yes, sir.
I never want there to be a mystery about what we're going to do when we're together or what you're paying money for because of those experiences I had 26 years ago.
Sure, sure. And just to back up a minute, I do feel like the Rip Rogers was good for me. It was early on, and chaining is something that was very big in the school that we were at. So, my tag team's called Grappling Inc. So, it's something that's part of our move set as anything else is the chain part of it. So, and I think it's very vital in matches as well. So,
Absolutely, right? It's a
it was
dying
great.
art.
Absolutely, I agree. And with Jeff's comment, he would rather do that. He would rather chain for an hour than 3 hours of blow up drills. I 100% support that as well. Um, Blow up drills are blow up drills. They're good for some things, but chaining is always good. Always good. So let's shift gear a little bit and let's talk about next week. Anyone that's maybe interested still has time to sign up. Obviously, if you want to throw that out there, where they can do that at.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know if we have like a chat function or something like that, but maybe I could find you a link. I'm going to put it
You
somewhere.
actually we do have a chat function actually. If you just you can just post a comment right there underneath where Jeff and them are. Actually, you can post that right in there.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how to do it. Let's see. Let's see if we can do it. I'm trying to post it right now. This will be the most technologically advanced thing I did. Did it happen? Did it go somewhere?
It may take a minute to pop up. I was just reading Jeff's comment that he took he took two of your seminars and they used them actually against me and my tag partner. Anytime, any place, I'd love a rematch with them fellas, Jeff and Jeff, the faction. Let's see. Actually, I think you put it in our private chat, but I can copy it and I'll put it in our actual. I'll do that.
Amazing. Technology has been defeated once again.
Right? How dare you try to defeat us?
Outstanding. Well, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to next week. I'm going to be doing a full week on the road out in the Midwest, but my very first stop is with Aftermath Pro. And spending a full evening between the ropes is my very favorite way to spend an evening. There's nowhere I'd rather be than in the ring training. And even having done this as long as I have, like that is still where I feel the most comfortable. I feel very lucky that my body is not at a point yet where it's like, please stop doing this. And discovering that there are, you can't paint any generation of wrestlers with too broad of a brush. I know our instinct sometimes as people is to generalize for the sake of convenience, and this current generation's a fascinating generation of wrestlers coming up. I have met so many of them who are so impassioned, they are so hungry for knowledge, and they just kind of gobble up. I know this personally because when I go out on tour, I have 18 different seminar options. If I'm at your school for just an evening, maybe we can get 2 in. Or if I'm there on a Saturday, maybe we could get 4 in. But it's rare that I'm ever doing them all in any one place. I'd have to spend a week there. For example, earlier this year when I was in Australia, I did a full week and I gave them the full Mike Quackenbush menu of seminars. But I love seeing the way that it kind of opens up people's minds by pulling in techniques which are so old they're new again, exploring some of their origins. And then the way wrestling lives in my brain, Brox, it's like if you picture like a tree, and related wrestling holds, moves, and transitions, they all live on the same branch of that tree. So when I'm looking for something really like obscure or fancy, the further out the branch I walk, the more weird things I find there. And I've loved being able to do that with like the youngest generation of wrestlers out there who, unfortunately, if all they watch is kind of like the sports entertainment sausage that's being cranked out by the corporate level players, you would think wrestling is nothing more than an entrance and then this week's flying knee and cutter variation, and there's nothing else happening in wrestling right now. And
Right.
that's not even like the atom on top of the iceberg. Our art form is 170 years old. So getting to explore a lot of that with people right now, it's one of the things I love most about where I'm at in wrestling.
Absolutely. And you said you hit the nail on the head. Bobby always talks about what's old is new.
Hmm.
And a lot of the things that Troy and I use are things that we've pulled out of the archives that were even big one before Bobby got into the business. And it's great when you're in a match and you hear the commentators. You go back and watch the match and listen to the match. And you hear the commentators go, "Oh, they pulled this out of the book of this person, and that person's been out of wrestling for 40 years." It's just it. I love that style of wrestling. That's it's mine. Like I love it. So to hear you say what's old is new just recertifies it, reinforces how great of an idea this was for you to be here next week and kind of follow along the path of what Bobby teaches and what we teach here at Aftermath. To not stick to one side or one type of wrestling, branch out, explore the different ways. Because, like you said, our art form is so broad, and it's had so many years to develop. There's so many places, so many avenues you can go with it. So that's really refreshing to know that you're bringing that attitude in. That's amazing. I love that. Uh, Going into that, your two classes that you're going to have here next week. Selfishly, I picked the pinning combinations one for myself,
Hmm.
just because I I think I kind of get bored with the regular old schoolboy or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like the Sue Young was another seminar I took. I just forgot about that one. Sue Young done a game one time at a seminar that she done with us, where you had to do a different pin, and you would come in do a pin, and then you had to get out. And if you done the same pin, you were eliminated from the game. That was one of my favorite things I've ever done in a seminar. Just that one drill was so much fun. Kept your mind fresh,
Hmm.
new creative ways of things you had to do that. So that one, let's talk about that one specifically because I picked that one for me more than anything. So let's talk about that class a little bit.
When
Just
that
just
one doesn't sell out, I know who to have strong words with
like
after the
you know,
seminar.
it'll be Bobby's fault. Anything that's wrong around here is Bobby's fault. If it's great, it's my idea. We got the president of WSN in the chat here. I just want to shout out to my boy Michael there, president of our
Absolutely. Hey,
program
thanks for
here.
being here. Give Brox a raise. So, yeah, next week we're going to start with pinning combinations. We're going to open up with that one. And it does include some wrestling history. Like one of the first things we're going to do is travel back in time about 90 years and visit bare knuckle fights in lumberjack camps up in the Pacific Northwest to trace the roots of some of the earliest throws that were incorporated into pro wrestling. And then slowly we're going to evolve it forward. We're going to get fancier as we go. But everything in the class is a combination. Sometimes that word we throw it around without thinking about it, but like a combination means more than one thing, right? You need two things combined to make a combination. So we'll look at how two things come together to create pinning combinations. And basically, we work from the fundamental up to the fancy. We will use every bit of those 90 minutes to cover it all. And then we're turning right around to do throws and takedowns, right? We'll literally do some classic stuff that dates back to the ancient Greeks, and we'll come forward and even visit some of the other styles, or sometimes I call them the foreign languages of wrestling. Lucha Libre is a foreign language of wrestling. The classic British style, which kind of died out when World of Sport was canceled in 1988, that is its own language of wrestling. And you can learn to become fluent in these foreign languages if you're willing to spend the time, if you're willing to crack that craft open. And I don't doubt the kind of people who will turn up to these seminars, the ones that do want to learn more about wrestling, they're open to that kind of exploration. And they're the people who get the most out of this type of training.
I'm so excited for that. Our students are all hungry. They're all very they when Bobby's speaking, they're not. Their mouths are closed and their ears are open. They're absolutely just so they're sponges. All the guys and gals that come here are ones that respect the business. They respect what Bobby has to say. They're the first ones to shake hands in the locker room, the last ones to leave, picking up a ring if it needs to be moved around. That's one of the things that we pride ourselves on here at Aftermath is uh, you know, learn everything you can. Actually, one of the first things we teach here, and it sounds really harsh, but it's not. It's close your mouth and open your ears. And it was one of the first things that I was ever told in the business, and it was told to me by a fellow named Jock Sampson. And he took me on the road one time, and it was one of the funnest experiences I ever had. And I got to share the ring with him a couple of times, but it was so blunt. Shut your mouth and open your ears. So it's one of the things that stuck with me all these years. So you'll have fun with our students. I'm excited about it. There's still plenty of time to sign up for these classes. We have two of them. That's next Thursday. The first one we're going to start at 6:30. Is that what it was?
I
Six
believe
thirty to
so.
8, and then 8 to 9:30.
That's right, no break. I asked
I
Brox
should know.
Boulder, I said, could there be a break between the classes? And he cracked a whip. And he was like, absolutely not, Quackenbush. You're only in town for one night. Get to work. No rest for you. And I relented. Foolishly, I relented. So yes, these two seminars, they will be back to back when I'm at Aftermath Pro. Um, and I certainly appreciate it's getting very active over there in the chat right now. My special guest, Brox Boulder. Anything going on over in the chat tonight, buddy? What's everybody saying over there?
There's some people in there. A lot of WSN fam is in there, wanting to make sure that you're getting over, just to make sure on your new podcast here with hitting the ropes. I think that's what they're trying to do for the
Absolutely.
most part.
Listenership has never been higher. Thanks so much. Glad you're here. Megan just checking in with us. We appreciate you being with us tonight. Jeff Baker has a fun fact. 20 years ago, we trained with Tony Givens. He beat you up for hours, and then you went inside and watched Chikara. I love this. I got to get back to see Tony Givens. What is that dude still up to? Right? He's Tennessee, North Carolina. He used to run an NWA affiliate down there. I think he's with Net Pro Studios now. I loved that guy.
Yeah, that's I actually I think we actually got to wrestle Jeff and his tag team partner, and I think you and I had came to an understanding at this point as when we were going to do this, or we were at least talking about this seminar. And I think when we spoke that night, he and I talked about doing this, and he was like, "You guys will have a lot of fun." Like he was definitely on the board of you guys will have a lot of good times with that. So
Oh, I'm delighted to hear that. Thank you,
he is that
Jeff.
way.
And yeah, thank you, Tony. I
He
look
is
forward to
now.
being booked to come in for you anytime now. Thanks for listening, Tony Givens. Uh, Megan, I am over in all caps. Thank you very much. That's how you know it really counts. Over
Right. If you capitalize, that's absolutely the way it is. That's all we want for is the pop to be in all caps as well. Mike, I don't want to take too much more of your time. I know you're a busy man, and I appreciate you. We normally do quite a bit longer on our podcast, but I know that you're busy, and I want you to be fully rested so you can, teach these thirsty young students here we have at Aftermath. And before we go there, let me do one more thing. I did have a question with one of our students last night. I need you to answer this for anybody that's in the seminar. These seminars are for the beginning level coming into the business, or even the advanced level? Where do you feel like that your seminars for these two particular classes, where do they reach the experience level?
I kind of designed these for everybody. So in pinning combinations class, you really won't take the equivalent of a back bump. So even if you're relatively new, you could take this, but I guarantee you there's going to be information and techniques in there that even 25-year veterans haven't seen before. They are designed for every experience level, so it doesn't really matter where you're at in your journey, you leave feeling like your wrestling IQ has been leveled up. Each and every one of my seminars is designed that way. I never want someone to feel like I can't take that, I can't participate in this class. Now, there are a few that they definitely require you to have a little bit of experience under your belt. If I was bringing my intermediate lucha libre class in, that would be a very different beast. But
Sure.
throws and takedowns, everybody needs those, even a day one rookie. Pinning combinations, even a veteran like you, Brox Boulder, your tag team partner. I loved Attack on Titan. Bring him. I'm going to teach him things he's never seen before. And rookies got to know how to put people's shoulders down for three as well. So I want them to be as accessible as possible. In the United States, this doesn't happen as often as when I'm in Europe or sometimes in South America. I've even had fans sometimes take these classes. They really are meant to be ground level, and then I'm just going to, once I teach you a skill, we're going to build on it. I'm going to teach you the next skill, we're going to build on it, until eventually we're making incredible pro wrestling before the class is over.
That's amazing to hear. Most of our students are either working and traveling on the weekends as active wrestlers, or they're referees working towards making their debut in a ring, and they've had plenty of ring training. So I don't think you'll have too many of ours here that don't know at least the bare basics. I have not been here for a while anyway, so I'm looking forward to that. And Titan Troy will be here. He's actually in the comments talking about how excited he is. Um, you know what? It reminding me of that. Titan reminds me. Just saying his name reminded me of another class we took. We've done a Jamie Noble
Oh, fantastic.
evaluation one time as well. So yeah, I'm totally going to name drop. And once this is over, I'm going to name drop you as well. You're going to be added to the list to the next person.
At the
I'm going to
very
name drop.
bottom. Put me at the very
Well,
bottom.
it depends on how much you blow me up, and then we'll decide where we're going to put you at. If it, we'll see how we go there.
I think we're going to work up a
Remember,
good
I
sweat
took
in
the
Coal Grove.
I took a DDP route. I didn't start this until I was 39 years old. So I'm 45 now.
Wow, that's
So
incredible. Do you do the DDP yoga as well?
yeah, well, actually, funny story. Titan's going to bust me out about this a little bit. I got to meet DDP and work with him as far as a signing venture one time, and we got to talking. Obviously, we spent the day together and told him that I took his route and started kind of later in life, and he actually gave me DDP yoga um, as a login. He's like, "It's here, it's yours." So I have used it. Yes, it is. It's very cool. I've used it recently. I've battling a back injury, and it's been a blessing to stretch out some of this pinched nerve I have in my back. So
Right on, yeah. That guy knows a thing or two about a thing or two.
he does, and you know it's I was glad I took his route. But yeah, it's been fun. So looking forward to next week, next Thursday, right here at Aftermath Pro 209 and a half, Marion Pike here in Cold Grove, Ohio, at the Aftermath Studios. We will have Matt Quackenbush doing his two or one seminar that was group picked, and then one seminar that was Brox picked here at next Thursday, 6:30 to 8, and then 8 to 9:30. So anything else that you would want to put out into the universe about what we're going to be doing next Thursday, or anything that would be relevant for next Thursday?
Well, certainly relevant for next Thursday. If you're not at all familiar with my teaching style and you need another spoonful of it, my YouTube channel, Till We Make It, has hundreds and hundreds of free wrestling tutorial videos on it. The only thing I don't do on the channel is in-ring instruction. Living here in the United States of America, you know all we like to do is sue each other. So I had the bright idea to not teach anything super dangerous on my YouTube channel to avoid being sued as an adult. So if you want to learn the real stuff, you got to get in the ring with me, and that's when I'm in Coal Grove, Ohio. But you need other information on promos, networking, psychology, how to structure your matches. All of that's waiting for you right now on my YouTube channel. It's Till We Make It. Come and join the tribe, 27,500 strong. You can start watching it as soon as you're done with Hitting the Ropes with Brox Boulder.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Looking so forward to next Thursday and getting in the ring with you. And I know our guys are too. Um, and we will definitely maybe set up another one after this next one. But I'm sure that we're all going to enjoy that one. I'm looking forward to it myself. So and I appreciate you doing the show with us and talking with us. And there's another WSN big head. Oh, Mike is the real deal, man. I agree. I'm so blessed that you reached out to me and we got this planned, and I don't know how you found or ran across this, but I'm glad that fate put us on the same path, and we're going to be able to do this right here at Aftermath next Thursday.
Right. I'm very much looking forward to it, meeting you in person, hopping in the ring together, hopping back out of the ring later on, and then going to Dairy Queen. It's going to be a great night in Coal Grove.
We are excited. Mike, thank you so much, and safe travels for next week, and we'll see you then. Okay?
See you, buddy.
Thank you. That was fun. He is. I'm excited. I don't know how to say it. I name dropped a lot of other people, but I can't wait to add him to my list of name drops after this seminar is done. He said probably at the very bottom. I'll probably add him to the top because he'll be fresh on my mind. So that might make him a little happier. So next Thursday, right here, guys, 6:30 to 8, 8 to 9. We're going to have 9:30. We're going to have a seminar with Mike Quackenbush, and I am going to post a link to sign up on my Facebook page. I'll post it on the Aftermath page as well. You can sign up to pre-register for those. They're on the website. Um, I can't I cannot stress enough how much fun these things are going to be, and especially now after getting to talk to Mike, I'm really excited about it. So, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to shoot a message to the Aftermath page or my personal page there on Facebook at Brox Boulder, and we'll answer them as much as we can. I know that with all the things that we've been told here in the comments about people that have taken the seminars and just getting to hear him and his know his passion for what we do, I cannot stress enough. If you are going to take any seminars this year, please take this one here at Aftermath with Mike Quackenbush next Thursday, July 16th. Again, the first one starts at 6:30. That one will run until 8, and then from 8 until 9:30, we'll do a separate one. So, any questions, holler at me, guys. I appreciate y'all, and as always, you never know when who or what we're going to have on the podcast. So I appreciate you guys coming in and checking us out tonight, and appreciate all the supports in the comments. Please, 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 please go follow WSN on all social medias and be looking out on in the near future. I would act like I know the date, but I don't. So I'm not going to act like I know the date. But with this new WSN app that we are tinkering with now, that thing is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait for you guys to be able to see that and get to play with that app. Go check out all the podcasts here at WSN. You got Bear and Sam and Mike and just the girls that are doing so much better job at Watch Along than we did as the four goofballs on Watch Along. Please go check them out. They're killing it. Everybody at WSN's killing it. We cannot do what we do without you guys and the support you guys give us. So please go check us out. Continue to do that, and we will see you next time at some point with hitting the ropes, and we'll definitely follow up with the Mike Quackenbush seminar and let you guys know how that went. Thank you, guys.